Yes. All right. Ready? Mm-hmm. Can you see my hand?
All right.
Go a little higher.
Higher?
There.
Totally.
Yeah, hell yeah. Thank you.
All right, let's
All right.
You can start handing me my coffee on the windowsill.
Oh, I would do that, but I will also get it because it would be so cool. Look at that. Oh, there you go. Oh. So I'm Elliot.
I'm Nikki. Hi. Oh, whoa. So, do you guys want to introduce yourselves too?
I'm Robert.
I'm Riker.
So sassy. Okay, so our documentary is like focusing on artists, young artists, and like their inspirations and the stuff that they do and like how they get their art form done.
Great.
So, just basically stuff like that.
Yeah, that's, I guess I fit the bill.
Yeah, you do. Your work is great.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is so much fun.
So why do you do what you do?
So I think I do this primarily because it makes me happy and it makes other people happy. It would be hard for me to not be able to have that opportunity to create and the time that I'm afforded on the weekends to really like spend a Saturday in the garage like building a set or painting all afternoon is like my favorite thing to do. So I do it because it makes me happy. I guess I could have just said that. Here, short answer. It makes me happy.
I chose to be a director of photography because images are what interest me. I think what an image can do to a person, like when someone sees an image that has just really interesting lighting or really wonderful composition that relates to the story being told in the image, I really think that tells a certain story that can't be told through any other medium.
I mean, I just can't picture doing anything else. Like, I wish I wanted to be a lawyer, a doctor, or something, I don't know, really cool, but the only thing that makes me excited or like passionate is photography, and long nights editing, like that's so fun for me. Like, I really enjoy doing stuff like that.
I think that a huge influence on my music, or just like the purpose as to why I do music, was feeling like I was created for that. And as I grow up and I keep trying new things and I discover who I am, the more and more it becomes apparent to me that music is kind of my place in the world.
Every day that we get on this earth is a gift. Every single day. Every time we take a breath, anytime we wake up, it's an absolute gift. And I don't want to waste that gift. I want to take every single moment, every single second that I have on this earth and give it purpose. And I feel like working in film is what I was born to do and what I was meant to do.
The only thing that I want to do is photography, so I feel like there has to be a reason for that.
I feel like it was just part of me, so I never really was like, I need to be an artist. Like, that looks like a cool thing to do. It just is me.
I don't want to just like regurgitate and take advantage of music as a living. I want to make people feel things.
I've worked really hard for a really long time, and I feel like I'm starting to see more and more results. I'm starting to see what I want to see, but I know I can do more. I know I can do so much better.
I have one more
Pure
question.
talent.
Oh. Do you ever feel like your work isn't good enough?
Yeah, I feel like my work isn't good enough a lot. I feel a lot of it is like, I feel like a lot of artists just get discouraged a lot, especially with social media and the way that we're living now. It's like everyone's posting their stuff, everyone's doing the same thing, but trying to be different at the same time. That it's like, how do I get my work to be better? Like, how do I get more people to see my stuff?
Yeah, I feel particularly attached to the work that I do, so it is difficult to separate my perspective of myself and my self-worth in my eyes.
I think I just get caught up in my own head, honestly, when it comes to jealousy, when it comes to seeing other people doing it and me going, oh, I'm not doing that. I at least go at the end of the day, okay, well, at least I didn't put out this thing where their mic was buzzing. I would never do that, you know, but then again, they actually did it. They actually bore their soul in front of a bunch of people, and people got to hear.
If I see someone my age who's, you know, I know people on the internet who are doing these things and are, you know, Instagram famous or, you know, have famous blogs and they get free stuff sent to them and they, you know, I just get mad. I'm like, how do they do this? How do they have the time or money? Because I'm, you know, struggling to balance life in general, so.
I've been really trying to deconstruct how I interact with other people my age doing music in general, and saying, how can I learn from them? How can we work together, collaborate? How can I make them better and they make me better? And I think that's a much healthier way of going about it. I'm not kicking myself.
I feel like it's a constant state of improvement. I feel like it's a constant state of reinforcement. You know, iron sharpens iron. That constant work, that constant building is what makes an artist.
I just try to keep things in perspective as a way to kind of battle that voice in my head that's like, oh, you're no good. I'm like, yes, I am. I'm trying.
Any artist can work as hard as they can and get to a good point. But when they get to that point, what do they do? Do they go, okay, that was pretty good. I like that. I'm good with that. Or do they go, that was really good, but I know I can do better.
I think if you're truly a creative person, then the idea, the prospect of being able to create the rest of your life and not starving, that's the goal. And all the other stuff is it's just like icing on the cake.
When I think about photography and I think about if it's worth my time or worth doing what I'm doing, I honestly think it is. I really do think that it's something that I want to do forever, and I want to be an old woman and be able to look back at the images that I took and be like, that was when I lived, or like this was a time where like this girl was beautiful here and like that's why I took a photo of her, or these kids were so happy and I was able to capture that moment. I think the memories and the art of it is all worth it.
I want to I just want to shoot at it. I just want to have a camera in my hand and a story to present, and to be able to present it in an interesting way.
Knowing that I'm so young and that I am just trying to find like where I am in photography and like what my style is, that it's like I have to give myself some slack.
It's important to just kind of keep perspective that you are growing. It's okay to not be the best. It's okay that you're not, you know, in New York directing shoots and things like that.
If you just take the pressure off yourself and just say, I enjoy creating and I want to create because I want to make the world like a more inspiring place to live in.
Being a young creative is tough. We're young, but we also kind of feel like we're a little old. You know, some of us are in our early 20s, and you know, for some of us, we're like, wow, man, I remember when I was 18 and I was in high school and doing all this stuff, and you know, and you see other people who are your age on Instagram, and they've got tons of followers, and they're like doing all these cool projects, and you're like, wow, man, like, what am I doing? Like, where am I at? And I feel like that's a really bad spot to get yourself into. And I really feel, and I mean, it's gonna happen to everybody. It happens to me all the time, and as it does to many other artists, but I feel like it's important to not get stuck in that, and to understand that where you are right now is the beginning.